Guys, it's Stephen here, back with another video on election day. Yep, I'm talking football when everyone else is talking politics. Maybe this will be a nice escapism for it, because that's how it feels for me today, because it's been absolute on the timeline today on Twitter, so it's been very tiring. But today we're going to talk about Manchester City's 4-1 victory over Dinamo Zagreb. But before I do that, before I go that far, I want to say thank you as ever to One Football for continuing to support this channel. Now, in general, it's a very good app. I know you've heard me say that a billion times, but I would not lie to you guys. That's why I continue to work with them, because they're fantastic. And if you trust my opinions on anything, I guess, at all, well, trust my opinion on One Football. It's very good. So go click it just down there below me and download it. It's really good, I promise you. You will not regret it at all. Right, guys, yeah, I'm going to talk about football today. I honestly don't really care who you vote in the elections. That's up to you. All I will say in general is be nice. I voted Labour. That was my call. You just be nice to people and vote for whoever you want for. I'm not going to judge anyone, because I think in general, people have their reasons. Be nice to people. That is all I will say. And I think we need a greater level of political discourse in this country. And I can't begin to... I'm going to rant. I'm going to get my soapbox. I want people to be nice. That's all I will say. But football. Let's go into football. Let's go into football. Yesterday was good fun, wasn't it? As you saw in my match reaction video, I really enjoyed the game yesterday. I thought it was genuinely quite satisfying to watch Manchester City play some nice, lovely football. And I picked up 5 big, whopping points here today. I'm in a strange mood today. Maybe it's that Nicola's not around, or maybe it's because politics has been driving me mad all day. I don't know, but I'm in a playful mood anyway. But 5 big things for you. I'm going to start with Mr. Phil Foden, the Stockport Iniesta. Yep, you were right. He was always going to be on this video. Of course he was always going to be on this video. What else would be on this video? And he's dead good at football, Phil Foden. Really good. Last night he showed just how good he could be. He also liked my tweet as well, saying play Phil Foden. There's a little inside bit of information for you there. I think he's just being nice really there. Don't worry about it. He's not panicking or anything like that. I think he's just being nice and appreciating the support. But Foden last night was really, really good. He showed exactly what we've been missing for a long time now. That energy, that desire, that work rate, class, and also that ability to run at people. I've been missing that big time. Like, City shared a goal today from against Arsenal where Leroy Sané dribbled past loads of the defenders and set up Bernardo Silva, and it reminded me how much we miss someone running with purpose and pace and that kind of very soft balance to go one way or another way. And Phil Foden yesterday showed exactly how useful that can be. He did it a few times where he turned quickly and ran past the 2 or 3 players, and that's a skill set that really opens up space in for a team that generally has to face a really low block. Having someone like Phil Foden who can up the pace and just go past people really quickly, it's very useful. And he showed yesterday that he's ready. He's totally and utterly ready to play regularly. I don't mind David Silva playing regularly. Of course I don't. David Silva's an absolute legend. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss you, David, when you go. But Phil Foden is the guy there, perfectly primed to take his place. So give David Silva a rest every now and then and play Phil Foden. He's dead good, Pep. Just play him. And also, Mendy. Look at Mendy being good again. That was nice, wasn't it? Now, in general, I've always felt really sorry for Mendy, because I think it's really hard to come back from, like, basically being dead for 2 years. He was just absolutely done in, Mendy, like, genuinely struggling with injuries, and it's just, imagine how difficult that must be. Imagine how difficult it must be inside your little head, where then you're worried about stuff and you're thinking, can my body actually take this? If I run really quick, am I going to be injured for 6-7 months? If I turn really quickly, am I going to be injured for 6-7 months? Now, think about when you're younger and you've had an injury yourself, or when you just hurt your neck or something like that, and you think, oh, I don't want to turn too quickly in case I pull the muscle, or you've got a sore shoulder, so you move slightly more cautiously. Now, imagine that, but a lot more so, because it's your job and you're a footballer, you're scared of your knee exploding again. It must be very difficult to do it. So it takes a little bit of time. Footballers will say the same thing constantly. It takes time to get, basically, back to trusting your body, getting confident and be able to get that rhythm again. And it takes some time. And Guardiola himself said that he needs about 20 games. That was only his 8th start. So he's nowhere near his best at the moment. Nowhere near it. Yet last night he looked better. He took a couple of weeks out of the spotlight. His crossing was back. Loads of genuinely great crosses. And that cross, that assist for Gabriel Jesus, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And he was linking up well. His link up looked better. He looks a little bit more physical. As I said in the video last night, there's one bit where he bulldozed back and won the ball, and he was stronger than his winger compared to when he got pushed off the ball. I think it was it was Almira when he pushed him off the ball. Someone liked that recently, where it was a bit like, come on mate, you're like big and he's little and you're big. He's little, he's pushing you about. So none of that. And he looked looking genuinely like he was just better. So we've got to be patient with him, basically, because he's a very good footballer. He's still got an immense amount of ability. Fingers crossed, Mendy He's back on the Mendy. I'm sorry. Anyway, third point is that the kids matter. I mean, I don't know how I definitely haven't fitted the kids matter in there. Probably just wrote the word youth. But in general, how good was it seeing Taylor Harwood-Bellis get on there? It matters. That stuff, it matters. Well, it matters to me personally. It matters to the young lads. It matters to the City fans. It matters to the academy. We need to show that there is a pathway for these players. We need to show that all that work they do, that they will be recognised if they are good enough. And seeing Taylor Harwood-Bellis get on in the Champions League, he's a 17-year-old. He's 17. He's like half my age. God, I'm fucking old. He's half my age, and he's playing in the Champions League. And he's from Stockport, and he supports Manchester City. He goes to away games and watch. Mind blown. It's absolutely perfect. That stuff means something. It gives that little bit of extra spice. When you see Phil Foden score and he does that, you're like, you know what? He means that. He actually means that. He'd be doing that if he was paid nothing. You'd be doing that and celebrating. And that's what you get from it. You get a level of commitment and desire that you just can't get from senior pros. You can say you can get it, but honestly, they care just a little bit more. And that always really, really matters. And that's why I want to see the youth get a chance when they've earned it. Like, I'm not saying throw them every single week, but their progression, it means a lot to the identity of the club. Manchester City are changing very quickly. So giving someone like Taylor Harwood-Bellis or Tommy Doyle or Phil Foden or whatever, these people with that connection to the club, giving them a chance, it kind of just enriches the whole thing. It gives it a bit of soul. It gives it a bit of heart. And a lot of people criticise Manchester City for essentially just being a money club these days, and there's elements of truth in that. There is elements of truth that we just spend a lot and we get successful, and I'm not trying to underplay the great signings and the great coaching and the great players, but we have been very fortunate to spend a lot of money. When you get a situation, when you get a young player coming through, well, it's just a little bit of a middle finger up to the doubters and the haters, isn't it? Because it enriches the whole thing and it makes it a little bit more colourful. It's a bit of, a bit of flavour to your food. It's a bit of seasoning, and I love that. So I want to say, play the youth. Gabriel Jesus is the 4th point. How good was he? He was genuinely really, really good. A bit of Brazilian magic, dropping that defender, a good header, a tap-in, but great movement. And we need to see signs now that he can actually be the man to step into Sergio Aguero's very, very big, very, well, he's got little feet really, but very big shoes in general, because we need someone to step up, and it could be Gabriel Jesus. Fingers crossed it's Gabriel Jesus, because I like him. I think he doesn't get enough credit for what he does, really. Do you know how hard it must be to sit behind Sergio Aguero on a bench? Constantly, you sat behind one of the greatest strikers the game has ever seen, and you play for Brazil as a number 9, and you still learn the language, and you still work really hard, and you still be patient, and you never moan at all. And you're always really complimentary about your teammates. He's such a good lad. Like, genuinely, he's the model professional. And why don't we support him more? I know a lot of us do, but in general, why don't we support him enough? Like, we really need to appreciate how hard he works. And last night he showed that he could be a fantastic player. A hat-trick, I'm hoping he builds on that. He was quiet against United, but before that I thought he was really good. Fingers crossed this is the start, because he's got so much potential, and we're going to need him to start fulfilling that potential now. And I think he can do it with a little bit of support. And hopefully a run of games. Not at the expense of Aguero, just he's earned it, if that makes sense. Hopefully he earns that. And finally, just keep the team fresh. Freshness, I thought last night was important. It looked like a bunch of players not weighted down by expectation. I know, like, a lot of the players, they're all in the first team squad, really. But it was nice not seeing the familiar faces there. It was nice seeing players get a chance to impress and all that kind of stuff. And what you want really in a competitive squad is a fresh team when needed. You know, when players looking a little bit out of form, you need someone to come in and challenge it. And Foden could be that guy. You know, maybe it could be Phil Foden. Maybe it could be Zinchenko in midfield. Keep it fresh, keep it exciting, keep it different every now and then. I'm not saying, throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm not saying change everything, but I'm saying genuinely keep the ideas coming and keep players on their toes, because last night we saw Eric Garcia stepping in good. We saw a youngster get on the team. We saw Gabriel Jesus looking really good. We saw Bernardo kind of coming in, almost playing as a false 9 at times. We saw Phil Foden looking really promising. It was just nice to see. We saw Gundogan pressing as well. What was that about? Genuinely, it was good to see a little bit of variety from Manchester City. Keep the team fresh, keep the changes when they need be, and don't play the same 11 every week. I know we don't always do that anyway, but so it feels like sometimes some players are in there just because they're in there, because they're there and they're who they are. Keep it fresh, and we'll keep it interesting, and we'll keep it exciting. I think in general we probably do need to freshen up a little bit in January. Whether we'll do that or not, I do not know, but that's a video for another day, isn't it? I should do a video about that soon. Shouldn't I, really, talking about it? Anyway, that is just my views on the game. I genuinely enjoyed the game of football last night. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a really intriguing game of football. I thought there was loads of little narratives. They're the 5 things that I took about it. Foden, just play the boy. He's special. He's very, very good at football. Dead good at kicking the ball. As is Mendy. And Mendy, hopefully this is the sign signs of a reset being put. Reset doesn't make sense. A return to his form because he's a fantastic player. And then the youth do matter. Gabriel Jesus looks really good, and keep that team fresh, guys. If you like these videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's really, really appreciated. Go watch the match reaction from yesterday. I'll put a link on screen right about now. I'm talking. Like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Download OneFootball, and be nice to each other. In a bit.